What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from February 1st, 2019. And they're in Mexico City, Mexico. Your commentators, Don Callis and Josh Matthews. So let's get right to it. The opening match was the Lucha Brothers, which is Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix, and also the tag team partner, Torres, versus the Impact World Tag Team Champions, LAX, which is Santana and Ortiz, and the tag team partner, and also the partner, Daga, in the six-man tag team match. Match itself, the opening match was pretty good. But highlights of the match, Torres, he flies through the ropes, taking out Ortiz with a corkscrew on the floor. Daga hits a flip dive over the top rope onto Phoenix on the outside. Pentagon Jr. sends Santana crashing into Ortiz with a monkey flip. Phoenix connects with a springboard flying headbutt onto Ortiz. Ortiz hits Torres with a suicide dive on the floor. Phoenix soars, basically flies, soars through the air, and basically taking out everyone with a springboard on the outside. And finally, the Lucha Brothers hits their double foot stomp into a Fear Factor combination onto Ortiz and get the win. So I'm like, wow, this is a strong build here for Lucha Brothers defeating the tag team champions on the show, in the six-man tag team match. But a pretty damn good match to open up the show for this edition. I was not complaining, obviously. After the match, Lucha Brothers demand another shot at LAX for the tag team championship, and Conan accepts for them on behalf of LAX. And it's going to be taking place for the next episode of Impact Wrestling, which I will get to do a review of that one. So yeah. Next we get to Kiera Hogan and Jordan Grace versus Su Yung and Dark Alley, the rematch from Homecoming. And the match that Kiera Hogan and Jordan had with Su Yung and Dark Alley was actually a better match than they had from Homecoming. Now, was it any better? Was it any good? No, but it was still better than the match that they had from Homecoming. But yeah, Grace, she hits the double vertical suplex onto Sue and Alley. Kiera, is on fire because she's the girl on fire. But she was on fire with a fury of running strikes onto Su Yung. And I know a few of those moves that she does, by the way, like the back elbow, basically the reverse avalanche splash, and then the hip attack, and then the rain single leg drop kick. Su Yung goes for the red mist to Grace, but Grace ducks. Sue and Alley double team on Grace, sending her into the ring post. Kiera repeatedly attempts to get into the match, but referee stops her, allowing Sue and Alley to attack Grace on the outside of the ring. The power goes through. Goes on during the match, and then also Rosemary replaced Su Yung on the apron. Now, they did the whole thing with turning off the lights and everything, and then the lights came back on. Su Yung ends up being gone, but Rosemary was there, and she's looking for a hot tag there from Dark Alley. Dark Alley did not want to tag because she was scared of the presence of Rosemary. So Su Yung took advantage of it. I mean, not Su Yung, excuse me. Kiera Hogan took advantage of it, getting Dark Alley into the swinging neckbreaker, which she calls it, face the music, and she gets the win off of the distraction. Keep in mind, folks, they give Kiera Hogan the win over Dark Alley off of the distraction. But hey, at least a win's a win, right? So there you go. Scarlett Bordeaux, we continue to see her training, even though we didn't see much of her training. All she did was complain to her assistant Bobo about something that he was doing at a pool. and then she kicks him into the pool, I guess, whatever, and then that was it. Whatever. Then we get to Eddie Edwards and Eli Drake versus the Rascals. Dez and Wentz. The tag team match itself, I thought was decent. No, nothing to say about it other than I thought it was decent. But highlights of the match: Eli Drake tries to persuade Eddie Edwards to lead the hardcore ways behind him and bring back the old Eddie Edwards out of him. Eli Drake tags himself into into the match, basically dismissing Eddie Edwards from the match. Wentz hits Eli Drake with a corkscrew plunger. Wentz goes for the double foot stomp for a near fall on Eli Drake, basically. Eddie makes no attempts to break up the pinfall, but Dez goes for a tag and then also Eli Drake picks him up, pulls him off the apron. Eli Drake goes for the suplex on both of the Rascals, but the Rascals counter it into a double DDT, which it was kind of odd and weird the way they did it too. I thought Eli Drake did something different in this move, in the set of this move, but it ends up being the Rascals, reversing it into a double DDT, which again it looked weird the way it was done. And then Eddie Edwards attempted to get his candlestick named Kenny. The referee stops him, but then Eli Drake takes the candlestick away from Eddie Edwards, hits Dez with it right on top of the head, goes for the gravy train. And Eddie Edwards seen what Eli Drake did there, but the referee didn't see what happened there. So, like I said, Eli Drake goes for the gravy train onto Dez and gets 3 count in the win. After the match, Eddie Edwards was complaining to Eli Drake for using the candlestick. It's not like saying myself, but you was going to use it. So wait, so you're saying that no one can use it but you? That's what I took from it. So, whatever. Then we get to Sami Callihan revealing the truth about his past with Rich Swann. I don't remember how it ended up being. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it too, I could have swore there was a segment that Rich Swann told his side of the story, basically because his words was there's more to it on his side of the story, something like that. But anyways, this whole thing with Sami Callihan and Rich Swann, where Sami Callihan's trying to bring Rich Swann back home to come back home, is still developing, and we'll see how that turns out, as it goes by. Tessa Blanchard reveals that her suspension has been lifted on February 15th, and she wants to challenge Taya Valkyrie for the Knockouts Championship, the rematch from Homecoming. So we go backstage and we see Taya Valkyrie. She responds to the challenge that Tessa put out. She accepts the challenge, and she says, but she's going to add a little stipulation to it: Knockouts Championship title in a street fight. Which they're plugging this next on air free pay-per-view TV quality event, which they're entitling called Uncaged. So I'm assuming that this whole Uncaged they're going to be doing on Impact Wrestling on the 15th of February. It's going to be it's a show named for Brian Cage, basically. I'm assuming. But anyways, so basically we get Tessa Blanchard getting her opportunity again for the title, which is good. Now keep in mind it's a street fight, so don't count on Tessa Blanchard winning a belt back because someone's going to interfere. It's going to piss me off when that happens too. And I love Gail Kim, but she should not be involved. It should just be between these two in a street fight. But I got a feeling that Gail Kim's going to interfere to get back at Tessa Blanchard for what she did to her. Because having her lose that title wasn't enough at Homecoming. We get Psycho Clown representing for Team AAA versus Falaba or Fala Trash representing for Team Impact. Yo, for this whole Impact Wrestling's World Cup 2019 that they're doing, and they've been doing it before too, even in the time where they were called TNA, but you got Fallout Bob involved. Psycho Clown wins. I don't want to talk about the match. I thought the match was trash, not because of Psycho Clown, but because of Fallout Bob. And make matters worse, these crowds from Mexico City, Mexico, they were cheering for Fallout Bob. Meanwhile, you got Psycho Clown, who's from that territory in Mexico City, Mexico, for AAA, and they cheer Fallout Bob over Psycho Clown. I don't fucking get it. What is it with Fallout Bob that people think that he's fucking entertaining? I don't see it. To me, he's garbage. But the point is, Fallout Bob lost. Good. Because he's trash. Alright. Impact World Champion Giant Impact and Brian Cage continue to argue backstage, but they had to work together to get on the same page against Kross and Moose. Cage says that he's looking forward to get his rematch against Giant Impact and to win the title that he should have won at Homecoming at Uncaged. So there you go. Main event time: Moose and Kross versus Giant Impact and Brian Cage. Highlights of the match, which I thought the match itself was good. But Giant Impact was saying that he did in this match. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be said here, but let's get the highlights of it. Moose and Kross wore down on Giant Impact from their side of the ring. Kross goes for a modified Dragon Sleeper onto Giant Impact, but Impact fights out. Impact makes the tag to Brian Cage. Cage goes on a rampage. Cage hits Moose with a German suplex for a 2 count. Kross breaks up a move attempt by Cage so that Kross could get him a German suplex of his own. Impact goes for the tag, basically tags himself into the match. Excuse me. Moose hits Cage with a go to hell. But the referee won't count because Impact is illegal in the match because again he tagged himself in. That's why Cage was not legal in the match. So Impact hits Moose with the top rope corkscrew crossbody, but Kross breaks it up. Giant Impact attempts to okay. So before I get to what happened here. Giant Impact did one of the worst 619 I've ever seen in my entire life because he botched it. He made Cesaro's 619 look so incredible. But anyways, and another thing, how the fuck someone like Giant Impact's gonna botch a 619, and then we see Brian Cage who does a 619, he does it perfectly. No botch, he does it in one motion. And he gets it. Giant Impact, he botched it. Yeah, that's our world champion in Impact Wrestling. Now let's get to what happened now. So Giant Impact goes for the super kick, right? Kross ducks, only to nail Cage. Cage all of a sudden fights back, but then all of a sudden Moose comes out of nowhere and spears Giant Impact into oblivion. Brian Cage didn't do anything to stop the count because Brian Cage didn't care about the match at this point now. All he cares about is to face Giant Impact for the world title for the next show called for the next two shows, which is called Impact Wrestling Presents Uncaged. So yeah, that's what basically happened. So Moose and Kross wins the match, and Brian Cage he walks away and yeah, there you go. And that was the show. Total amount of wrestling for Impact Wrestling from February 1st, 2019. 5 matches. Which is rare we get 5 matches on Impact Wrestling. Which is good. my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go. I'll go 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 is fair. And I still thought it was a good show though. So that being said, thank you all for watching. It's the Natural Born Driller saying peace on the streets.